There is a danger of a kill shot that these Islamists, or for that matter, other enemies of this country, know they can take. They could take down the country, possibly with a single bullet, if you would. It's our grid, our electric grid. It's very vulnerable. We actually have had some, I'm sorry, this is off the edge here, but we've had some progress made here in the state legislature. Bob Hall, from right here in the Dallas area, has been a leader. I just have to tell you, this is another of those providential things. We discovered in Austin about 2 months ago that Senator Hall happens to know more about this problem of our vulnerability to things like electromagnetic pulse than practically anybody in the country, let alone in the state legislature. I'm not sure that his legislation is going to see the light of day either because of what's happening in Austin these days, but he's trying manfully. And Tan Parker is also helping on the House side, and I salute both of them for their efforts.
Bob Hall has been doing a wonderful job on this with his bill in support of the power grid. What we'd like to know is, I want you to make a statement, if you wouldn't mind, about the need for us to go ahead and get this thing done. It's very, very important to the security of our nation.
Well, most immediately, it's very, very important to the people. I had the opportunity, thanks to Senator Hall, to testify before Senator Fraser's committee recently, and impressed upon all of the senators present that this is a national security problem of the first order. But regrettably, Washington is not taking the steps it needs to fix it. So it falls to the state, most especially, to recognize that even if none of the enemies who have made clear their understanding that taking down our grid would take down our country, even if none of them acts on that, there's going to be a naturally occurring disaster at some point in the foreseeable future as a result of an intense solar storm. And it turns out, and I can only ascribe this to divine providence, that Senator Hall is one of the most knowledgeable people on these problems of electromagnetic pulse and other threats to the grid in the entire country, to say nothing of Texas, and most especially the Senate of Texas. So I would strenuously appeal both to Senator Fraser and to his constituents to
and to the House.
Well, and to the House too, of course, the Speaker of the House most especially, to take the kind of proactive steps that will protect the people of Texas, all of the people of Texas, who are blessed with having, almost all of them, their own grid. It lends itself to this kind of corrective action. We know how to do it. The Pentagon, in which I served, has been protecting things that matter to them, military assets, for decades. The technology is not complicated or difficult to acquire. The money is not huge. The costs of failing to act are incalculable.
It's got to be enormous.
So we need the people of Texas to understand the danger they're being exposed to if these actions are not taken to fix the grid. We need their representatives to begin acting on this immediately.
Well, we're going to be working on contacting those representatives and so forth that we know are grassroots people. And it goes back to that one bullet that you was talking about. That's the one bullet that can take down our country and can take out our state.
Right. And again, every enemy that has the capability to do this to us not only knows of the vulnerability, it's in their doctrine to do it to us. So I mean, this is as close as you get to, the handwriting being on the wall. And it will...
Senator Hall, we would like to bring back Senate Bill 1398. There is a new committee substitute that is passed out that you have in your possession. Senator Hall now lays out the committee substitute for Senate Bill 1398. Do you want to do any explanation of the committee substitute? I think everyone's read it.
I think that the testimony that was given at this, where we had nationally recognized experts that clearly showed that the threat of the terrorist event is real, and the consequences are extremely catastrophic. And it was backed up with the fact that the military today, in this past recent months, has started taking specific actions to, in case of an event by either a terrorist or natural event. And the testimony that was given clearly showed that we are not prepared today to survive such an event. And there was no testimony given that indicated that there was any date in particular by which we would even have a 10% chance of survival. So I think that the need for this for the people, and the people who would suffer the most are just the ordinary citizens who would be without electricity for an indefinite time period. And I think this study, and this is all this is, it's been rolled back to be a study where we will assess where we are and what direction we ought to be going in to protect the people of Texas in the event of either a terrorist attack or a natural event, and report back here after the study. It does not include any specific actions to be taken to implement anything. It will be just a study to evaluate where we are and where we should be going.